If you are a coach or even if you're quite new to the game, we have here at the EPW school, we have a curriculum and we have 5 fundamental holds that we believe everyone should know. And often it's a good way to start your chain wrestling is it's just learning those 5 holds and then learning one counter from each hold. So we're going to start with a headlock, real simple. After we lock up, when I teach the headlock first, I like to break that grip. So that collar grip right there, I want to break it with a bit of a wax off, an inside grip, push away. I still want to keep my collar grip the whole time. So again, break it inside, swim through, push it away. And then to go into the headlock, all I need to do is pull my opponent in. But again, this is performative, it's for the whole crowd. So I like to create a little bit of space and then bring them into here. My right foot is going to come forward, my chest up nice and tall, and I'm locking in my S grip. Now, a real simple way for Solomon to counter this one and to get his own headlock is to first break this grip and slip behind and go behind. So he'll break that grip or create space, he'll go behind, and then he can just put himself back into a waist lock, a headlock, a wrist lock. That's the beauty of chain wrestling. You can flow in and out of all holds. The second one is our hammer lock. So with this one, we don't need to break our lock up. We can lock on and keep this locked in the entire time until I get behind Solomon's body. So from here, I'm going to step through with my left foot, step back with my right foot, and you'll notice that even without doing anything with my elbow grip, I've got the hammer lock. Now I just need to adjust. Left hand comes over the top, latches underneath, and I like to put my right arm on their tricep, right shoulder in, close that space, work the hold. Be careful with this one. As soon as you start lifting their wrist towards their neck, you're going to be putting a lot of torque onto the shoulder, so keep it nice and safe. When we reverse out of this, same thing applies. We back step with our right leg, we go under and behind, minimal footwork, I'm back in the hammer lock. Next one is a waist lock. So from the lock up here, a really simple way I like to teach it, there are many ways to go behind, but I find the most simplest is to get a C grip. So my right hand that's on the elbow, I'm going to get a C grip, go underneath the elbow joint, pop it up. When I do that, I want to make sure my posture is nice and tall. I'm not leading into any front guillotine chokes or anything like that, but I'm also pulling them down with my left collar tie. So from here, I come underneath, pop up, pull them down, keep nice and close to their body, wrap around with the right arm, and lock that waist lock. And again, when we escape this one, we just need to break that grip, lean back, pop the hips up, and in we go. So we go 2-on-1. Again, I like to get that C grip, 2-on-1, lean back to create tension, pop it up, and I like to grab their left leg just to keep that point of contact so we're not releasing all limbs at the same time. Next one's a full Nelson. So this is our 4th fundamental hold. We lock up. We use that same C grip, but this time instead of grabbing the waist lock, we go straight to a full Nelson. Now you can start in the waist lock if you want and then transition up. That's a very seamless way to do it. When I do this, I either go one hand over the top or lock an S grip, but I'm not going to lock those fingers together. From here, really easy way to break it is to create tension in the hold. So Solomon can do it multiple ways. If he's big enough, strong enough, he can kind of just like bring his arms down, bring his elbows down, and he can go same thing, get the full Nelson again. Another way, if you don't quite have that strength or that big torso to do it, is you can actually lift your leg up and latch an S grip underneath your knee or underneath your hamstring. So you go S grip and push down with your leg. That's adding extra body language to the break. From here, you'll notice the wrist is there. So if I don't want to transition to the full Nelson, the wrist is there. I could go back, take a hammer lock, take a wrist lock. Again, they all flow together. 5th and final one, wrist lock. This one has a multitude of different ways into it. The most simple way I'm going to teach you without doing any fancy spins, twists, or anything like that, we're going to lock up. I'm going to slide my right hand back so that my thumb is on the back of the hand, and I'm going to step back with my left foot, and as I do that, I bring this out and over, okay? So again, slide back, out and over, and now I can adjust, thumbs on top, arm wringer, left foot forward, right foot back, and then adjust to the wrist lock. Now before we were talking about our arm wringer drill and I said, I don't want you to lock the wrist lock, and it's because this is an end point. Right, if I'm gonna work the arm, if we're gonna do a bit of switching back and forth, there's nothing wrong with this, but once I'm here, this is all I got. And I can't really do much out of this, and it wouldn't make sense for me to let go of this. This is such a strong hold. Whereas if I go here, so if I step through, lock it here, well, now I can do things. I can start working the arm, I can start manipulating the joints, and then when I'm ready, eventually I can get to this. So I would wait, and particularly for those newer to the game, I wouldn't be always going to this straight away, because what I find more often than not is they start going for that wrist lock way too early, way too fidgety, and it just doesn't come off. So really focus on establishing that arm wringer first, here. So from the top, lock up, slide the hand back, boom, bring them down, create that space, thumbs on top, establish the arm wringer, and then when you're ready, we switch, thumbs, back of the hand, push up, and the switch, same thing. All we really need to do is break that grip, however you wish, and when you're ready, you got the same arm wringer and you can go anywhere you like. So for someone who's novice to the game, we start with learning the 5 fundamentals, learning at least one counter from each, and then practicing switching in and out. As they start to learn those things, you might add a second counter, you might add a third counter, you might start adding extra holds like cravats, front headlocks, grounded submissions and all the rest. Start simple though. Once you've got those foundations, it's going to make everything else a hell of a lot easier and quicker to learn.